Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will get daily, weekly, monthly content on regular basis. Use the code Vikas10 and get 10% additional discount while purchasing the course. Also, students, follow us on Telegram and Instagram. The link for the same are mentioned in our description. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description below. Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for economy and business for June month. Quite an important session, students, so do pay attention till the end. Let's start. The first question here is, according to SBI Research EcoRap report released in May by SBI, what was India's GDP growth rate in the fourth quarter of FY25? So what was it? It is 7.4%. Next, according to the provisional data released in May by CGA, that is Controller General of Accounts of the Government of India, our country India achieved its fiscal deficit target for FY25 with 15.77 lakh crore rupees, accounting for 4.77% of the GDP from 16.54 lakh crore in FY24. Next, Indian Overseas Bank signed a tripartite MOU with a leading dairy cooperative, that is Anand Milk Union Limited, and biofertilizers company Rich Plus to promote organic farming and support the 1 lakh organic farmers. Right? Next, identify the company which decided to establish India's largest green hydrogen generation unit at Panipat Refinery and Petrochemical Complex in Panipat, Haryana, which is that organization IOCL, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Next, name the organization that in June projected India's GDP growth for FY26 at 6.3% in its Economic Outlook 2025. Issue a title that is Tackling the Uncertainty, Reviving the Growth. This is the name of the report. Name that organization. It is OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Next, according to Nomura, a Japanese broker firm, what will be India's real GDP percentage in FY26 as announced by it in June 2025? It is 6.2%. Next, identify the India airline that signed a memorandum of understanding with Air France, KLM, Virgin Atlantic and Delta Airlines to enhance the connectivity between India, Europe and North America. So from India, the company is, or the airline is, Indigo. Next, in June, Adani Airports Holding Limited raised what amount through external commercial borrowing from a consortium of international bank. They have raised $750 million. The loan was secured at an interest rate of approximately 7.5%. Next, in June, which defense company announced the acquisition of fresh defense contracts worth 537 crore, aiming to reinforce their position in the defense manufacturing sector? So which defense company? It is Bharat Electronics Limited, BEL. Next, identify the organization with which Indian Biogas Association has signed an MOU to jointly develop a knowledge center dedicated to India's bioenergy and biohydrogen sector. Which is it? It is Indian Oil Corporation Limited, IOCL. This collaboration aims to establish a knowledge center dedicated to bioenergy initiatives, serving as a hub for sharing technology, infrastructure and skilled resources. Next, to enhance air connectivity between India and Europe via Iceland, which organization, that is Air India, has signed a codeshare agreement with Reykjavik, Iceland based Icelandair in June 2025. This will enhance the connectivity between India and Europe via Iceland. Next, gig and platform workforce in India is expected to grow what number by 2047? It is expected to grow to 62 million by 2047 according to a new study by Vivigri National Labour Institute in Noida, UP. Next, identify the correct statement or statements regarding to the CPI, Consumer Price Index for rural, urban and combined for month of May 2025 released by National Statistics Office in June. If we look at the option, identify the correct statements. Option A is right, B is right, C is wrong. C is saying that the BR registered the lowest inflation rate of 0.55% in May 2025 compared to all major states and UTs. Right? So it is not Bihar that registered the lowest inflation. It is Telangana that registered the lowest inflation. Right? And which state topped among the states and union territories with highest inflation? It is Kerala. Next, identify the correct statements regarding the World Investment Report titled International Investment in the Digital Economy, launched by the Secretary General of United Nations Conference on Trade and Development in June. If we look at the options, identify the correct statement. A and C are right, B is wrong. B is saying that China continues to be the leading country for both foreign direct investment inflows and outflows. No, it is not China that is leading here in this segment. It is USA that is leading country for both FDI inflows as well as outflows. Next, identify the company that entered into a strategic collaboration with Council of Europe Development Bank of France to modernize their reconciliation operations using artificial intelligence and automation. So identify that company. It is TCS, Tata Consultancy Service. And students, recently they decided to lay off almost 12,000 employees in next 1 year because of the skill gaps that they are saying. Next, name the company that has signed an MOU with Infineon Technologies AG of Germany to jointly develop application-ready electric vehicle solutions tailored for the Indian market. It is Tata Elxsi Limited. Correct? Next, according to the Coffee Board of India, what is the growth in coffee exports for FY26 as of June 2025? So the growth here is of almost how much percent? 25%. Next, what is the revised India's GDP growth projection for FY26 as per predicted by S&P Global Ratings in their latest Economic Outlook Asia Pacific for third quarter 2025? Resilience may vary. This was released in June. So what is the projection? 6.5%. Next, mention the company that collaborated with India's Tata Power Delhi Distribution Limited to commission India's first micro substation equipped with power voltage transfer technology in New Delhi to provide low cost and reliable power supply to consumers. So mention that company. It is which company? It is your Nissan Electric Company Limited. Next, identify the company that received an order worth between 100 crore rupees and 250 crore rupees from Heritage River Journeys Private Limited in June for the construction of 2 inland luxury river cruise vessels to be deployed on the Brahmaputra River. It is which is that company we are talking about here? It is Cochin Shipyard Limited. Right? And this development supports the Make in India initiative and showcases India's growing shipbuilding capacity in building globally competitive cruise vessels. Identify the company that secured an export order worth 600 crore rupees from Rheinmetall Waffe Munitions GmbH of Germany in order to supply large caliber ammunition over 6 years. So identify that company. It is Reliance Defence Limited that has secured the order worth 600 crore rupees from RWMG of Germany. Next, Investment Information and Credit Rating Agency retained their GDP growth forecast of India for FY 25-26 at how much percent? They are projecting it at 6.2% in their June 2025 macroeconomic update. Next, to enhance India's digital service export and strengthen the global presence of India's digital businesses, which organization signed an MOU with Internet and Mobile Association of India in June? It is Services Export Promotion Council. So that's all for the day, friends. These are your important questions for the day. Now let's move to the revision part, which will be quite important for revision. Identify the organization that launched Climate Risk Information System in May to address climate-related data gaps and promote sustainable finance. So identify that organization. It is RBI, Reserve Bank of India. The launch of this new system indicates RBI's recognition that climate change is emerging as one of the major risks to the financial system. Next, as per the RBI data released in June, Dash accounted for the largest share of total bank deposits at 59.5% in FY25. So as per the RBI data released in June, term deposit, it accounted for the longest share of the total bank deposits at 59.5% in FY25. If we see here, term deposits 59.5%, saving deposits 29.1%, current deposits 9.8%. Next, identify the public sector bank that launched the non-resident Indian focus saving account variants and premium debit cards in June. Which is that bank? It is Indian Bank. Right? The new product offerings features a high-end quality non-resident external account, that is NRE saving account. Then this new product also include top-tier debit card, that is IND Elite and IND Premium and IND Plus. These are the various three kinds of debit cards that will be available here. Next, identify the mutual fund company that has launched India's first index fund tracking the BSE 1000 Total Return Index in June 2025. It is Motilal Oswal Mutual Fund. This NFO for this will be open from 5th of June and it will be closing on 19th of June. This fund, it will provide broad-based exposure to India's equity market by tracking the BSE 1000 Total Return Index, which covers almost 94% of India's listed market cap. Right? And this fund will be having companies from 22 different sectors. Next, what will be the new name of ICICI Prudential Blue Chip Fund effective from 16th of June as announced by ICICI Prudential Asset Management Company after renaming it to equity oriented mutual fund schemes following the SEBI directive. So the new name of the ICICI Prudential Blue Chip Fund will be ICICI Large Cap Fund. ICICI Prudential Large Cap Fund. This is the new name here. Next is the financial technology company Wise. They formerly known as TransferWise received the in principle approval from RBI to operate in which category for export transaction. So they will be operating in the payment aggregator category for cross border. Right, that is for export. That means not just in India but apart from India also they will be able to send and receive payments from merchants, hence cross border. If it was not cross border, it would have been within India only. Next, pick out the incorrect statement from the following regarding the RBI's second bi-monthly monetary policy meeting of FY26 as announced in June 2025. If we look at the option which is incorrect, A is right, C is right, D is right, E is right. Second is wrong. It is saying that the committee reduced the policy repo rate by 45 basis point to 5.55% with immediate effect. Not 45 but 50 basis point it was reduced, that is by 0.5%. Right? Next is in June, Dash launched the ESG Environmental, Social and Governance rating for listed companies with an aim to enhance the innovation in sustainable finance. So in June it is National Stock Exchange Sustainability has launched ESG ratings for listed companies with an aim to enhance the innovation in the sustainability finance. Correct? Next, mention the e-commerce company that has received the NBFC license from RBI in June, authorizing the company to offer loans credit directly to the customers. It is Flipkart. Correct? Take a note of this. And with this now Flipkart is authorized to offer loans to various organizations to customers and provide credit line directly to the customers but not allowed to take deposits. Next, mention the organization with which AU Small Finance Bank collaborated to undertake a comprehensive climate risk advisory program that aligns with the international best practices and changing the regulatory expectations. So mention the organization. It is International Finance Corporation, that is IFC. This is a part of World Bank only and they have partnered with AU Small Finance Bank to collaborate and they have collaborated to undertake a comprehensive climate risk advisory program. Next, identify the company that secured over $100 million in debt financing from a global financial institution, Robobank and Societe Generale to support the development of 300 megawatt solar power project where in Rajasthan. So together these banks or this financial institution, they have secured $100 million in debt financing, and they will be making what? They will be making a 300 megawatt solar power project, and where it will be located? It will be located in Rajasthan. Question is, identify the company that has secured this amount from these global finance institutions. It is Serentica Renewables. They have received, or they have secured $100 million in debt financing from Robobank and Society Generale. Next, SEBI, they have introduced a comprehensive framework to govern the issuance and listing of ESG debt securities. What are the types of bond that this framework specially governs? So it focuses on social bonds, sustainability linked bonds, and sustainability bonds, not on green bonds, right? This framework will strengthen basically India's environment, social governance, debt market, that will enhance transparency, credibility, investor confidence, and support the country's sustainable development goals. Next, mention the foreign bank that recently became the first to list green bonds worth Sri Lankan rupee 2.5 billion on the National Stock Exchange International Exchange at GIFT City, Gandhinagar, Gujarat, or GIFT IFSC, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. So mention that foreign bank. It is DFCC and PLC. They have become the first to list green bonds worth 2.5 billion Sri Lankan rupees on the NSE International Exchange. Next, in June, which mutual fund company has launched India's first exchange traded fund tracking the Nifty India Internet Index, aiming to invest in the internet first businesses across sectors like e-commerce, fintech, and digital payments? It is Grow Mutual Fund. And Grow, if you remember, students, this is a platform that provides you an option, or that provides you an opportunity where you can buy and sell equities, mutual funds, right, and many other options. So it is proper application and also a platform. Next, which of the following stock exchanges received the SEBI's approval in June to launch monthly electricity futures contract aimed to support the long-term power market reforms and providing hedging tools against electricity price volatility? So, which stock exchange has received SEBI's approval to launch the monthly electricity futures? It is National Stock Exchange of India. They have received the approval from SEBI where they will be able to now launch monthly electricity future contracts. Next, mention the Urban Cooperative Bank that recently received the scheduled bank status from RBI, becoming the 50th cooperative bank in India to receive this recognition, right? So who became the mention that Urban Cooperative Bank that received the scheduled bank status. Which is that bank? It is Vishwashwar Sahakari Bank Limited, right? It is Pune, Maharashtra based bank. Next is identify the entity that paid a dividend of 8,076.84 crore rupees to the government of India for FY25 in June 2025. So it is State Bank of India. Next, in June, Punawala FinCorp Limited, they have launched an industry first fully digital business loan 24/7 product for MSMEs, the aim of which is to provide seamless and instant credit access to MSMEs across India. With this, what will happen is the financing need for the MSMEs will be taken care of, and these MSMEs sometimes they required a lot of money in order to complete their operations, right, in order to fund their operations, right? So, and these MSMEs are also the backbone of our country because we are heavily focusing on these MSMEs, and these MSMEs they generate a lot of job opportunities also. Hence, the government of India is pushing these MSMEs so that they can not just provide or they can not just serve in India but also export their products and services to the international market also. Next, identify the digital platform that collaborated with CSB Bank Limited to launch the Edge Plus CSB Bank Rupee Credit Card in June 2025. It is Jupiter Money. It uses best experience with over 50,000 rupees in annual rewards and financial insights into their personal finance. Next, which Indian state received $109.97 million loan from Asian Development Bank in June for the skill development program, right? To enhance the skill development, this amount was it is Gujarat state that has received this $109.97 million loan from Asian Development Bank. Right, this will shape the future ready workforce that is aligned with the vision of becoming a global industrial hub. And if you remember, in Gujarat only, it is also known as the semiconductor manufacturing hub, right? Because it is a global a lot of manufacturing for semiconductor is taking place in Gujarat, correct? And hence, if Gujarat wants to become a global industrial hub, then skilling needs to be done, and the people there, they needs to be taught the skills, or they should be skilled in various industry ready skills, because these skills keeps on changing with day to day, right, time to time, right? And industry ready skills is important, because if we set up the manufacturing plant, we need people to work on in these plants, right? So training is necessary. Next, RBI has discontinued their daily DEX auction due to a liquidity surplus in the banking system exceeding 1% of the net demand and time liabilities starting from 11th of June 2025. So RBI, they have discontinued their variable repo rate auctions, right? This is due to the surplus of 2.75 to 3 lakh crore rupees of surplus in the banking system, that is exceeding the 1% of the net demand and time liabilities, right? With the current surplus and easing liquidity condition, RBI's move to withdraw the daily VRR aligns with the objective to maintain neutral policy, supporting allowing the market-based instruments such as your call money and tri-party repos to function more efficiently. These variable repo rates, right, they have been halted, the daily variable repo rates have been halted, but 14-day variable repo rate auctions are in the market. Open market operations are working. Standing deposit facilities also up and working.